We all want to be well. This is even more important than being healthy, meaning being free from disease. Being well is when you're feeling and functioning your best or as well as possible in your everyday life. But the concept of well-being or wellness has become so complicated. There are many definitions of well-being and many different definitions of the different parts of what it means to be well. Life is complicated. Let's make being well simple. Hi, I'm Janet Holtz. My vision is to redefine exercise as a resource for being well now. As a clinical exercise physiologist and a health coach and mindful movement teacher, I specialize in doing this for people limited by pain or stress or low motivation. In this video, I will share with you a simple way to think about well-being that makes it easier to be well now, even when life gets a little stressful and complicated. Well-being has been divided into many different elements. The recommendations for what to do for each of these elements of your well-being can be overwhelming. We are inundated with what to do for financial well-being and relational well-being and your environment and how to be organized and how to have emotional well-being. So here's a way to simplify that. Well-being happens from the inside out. So let's take those internal parts and put them on the inside of this and really focus on those. Because as much as we can do for the external elements of our well-being, they don't work well unless our internal well-being is working its best. And so then let's think about those internal well-being elements as layers. On the external part of that internal well-being, the most surface one, we have our mental well-being, our thoughts. The layer below that then is our physical well-being. What is going on in your body right now? And then below that is your emotional well-being. How are your thoughts changing your body? Those emotions are messengers to tell whether you're in a stress state or a well state. And then at the heart of that is your spiritual well-being. This is what you value. This is what's most important to you in life, your intrinsic motivators. And so when we see this in layers, it's easier to see that we can be very aware of our mental well-being and do a lot of changing of our thoughts and all of that. But our thoughts change our body. If we're not connected to our body in a way that we can really listen to what's happening there, then we are disconnected from our physical well-being as well as our emotional and our spiritual well-being. So how we think about our body and how connected we are with our body is that bridge that keeps that internal well-being working well. The challenge is that our typical ways of exercising, pushing through pain or fatigue in order to get to a goal, or dieting, and all of the ways that social media pulls our attention away from what's happening inside, we have many ways to practice disconnecting from our body, disconnecting from what it's telling us. And that everything that we can do for our health and well-being might look good on the outside, but it actually might be disconnecting us from what our body is actually telling us right now. And that can really block our internal well-being, complicating our external well-being. And so the first step in simplifying well-being is reconnecting with your body in a way with presence, with kindness, and trusting what it is telling you right now. The way to do that is to move your body mindfully the way it's designed. When you're moving the way you're designed, your body just feels better moving, no matter what's going on, whether you have arthritis or back pain or you're stressed out. When you're moving mindfully the way you're designed, it's easier to be in your body, which means it's easier to be present and listen to what those emotions are trying to tell you. Listen to what you know in your heart brain and your gut brain. You restore that bridge from your mental well-being to your physical well-being, then to emotional and spiritual. And so the bottom line is simplifying well-being starts with restoring internal well-being and allowing those parts to communicate well and allowing you to listen to them and use them as your guide. When you're exercising for well-being, you restore the connection between all those parts of your internal well-being in a way that just ripples out naturally to improve the parts of your external well-being. Learn more about how to do that at exercisingwell.com.